Coming up tonight, first sugar shipment to the UK to fetch Fiji $34 million, the International Labour Organization to meet with the Prime Minister tomorrow, and Leweni cautions the Methodist Church to keep their meeting clean. Nisa Mbulavinaka, I'm Tale Tora. The Prime Minister, Commodore Verengame Bainimarama, was in Lautoka today to see off the first shipment of sugar being exported to the United Kingdom. Fiji sells its sugar through Tate & Lyle, a British-based agri-business company. The first shipment of 301,000 tons will fetch Fiji $34 million. The Prime Minister, Commodore Verengame Bainimarama, this morning toured the vessel that will carry Fiji sugar to its buyers in the United Kingdom, Tate & Lyle. Commodore Bainimarama visited the vessel to see the conditions of the ship that will carry the 300,000 plus tons of sugar. He was happy with the cleanliness of the ship and hoped that the quality of sugar will not be affected, as the price for the sugar that Fiji receives is a new one compared to other ACP countries. The Permanent Secretary for Sugar, Manasa Vaningi, says it is exciting times not only for the sugar industry but the nation as a whole.
Indeed, an exciting event, not only for the sugar industry but for Fiji, that we are now able to ship out around 30,500 metric tons of sugar. That has a combined value of 34 million. And it is exciting in many ways. You know, it really rebuilds the confidence of the growers, the confidence within the industry, the confidence of the business community, the confidence of the farmers, the growers, and the confidence of cutters, and most particularly in government.
The International Labour Organization is expected to meet with the Prime Minister, Commodore Verengame Bainimarama, tomorrow. In a press conference yesterday, the Attorney General, Ayaz Said Qayyum, said the ILO will be in the country to clear some misconceptions about the Essential National Industries Employment Decree, which was gazetted recently.
The Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum said there has been some misinformation on the decree by some unionists with self-interest. The ILO met with the Attorney General to clarify some of the legal issues.
There obviously is quite a bit of misinformation being spread by certain quarters, including perhaps trade unionists from Fiji and various other international organizations. And we find and we look forward to the meeting tomorrow and on Friday as a great opportunity to clarify much of the misinformation that has been spread and indeed told to the international community by individuals who have got self-interest in the current position.
Mr. Said Qayyum said this is an opportunity for the International Labour Organization to see the various laws that are put in place, and as well as the due process of law regarding the court case on the two unionists charged with unlawful assembly.
They were arrested because they were breaching the law, and they have been charged under the particular provision of the Public Order Act, like many other people have been charged under the Public Order Act previously. So the misconception that these two gentlemen were arrested because they were trade unionists is completely untrue.
The Methodist Church of Fiji Secretary Reverend Tevita Nawandra was cautioned by the Fiji military forces at the Queen Elizabeth Barracks at Delainambua on Tuesday, the 9th of August. According to military spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Naomi Leweni, this comes after church ministers had deviated from the initial agenda agreed to by the Prime Minister, upon which he had authorized the convening of their annual church conference.
On Tuesday, in which we had addressed the Methodist Church on information that's been provided to the RFMF that they have deviated from the initial agenda that was agreed to between them and the Prime Minister. And we had raised the RFMF's concern on them changing the agenda without informing us, since government is allowing the conference to go on.
The proposed three-day conference approved by government was based on government's effort to continue dialogue with the church and ultimately address the anomalies within its hierarchy. Spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Naomi Leweni said that the RFMF had been monitoring the movements of key figures in the church, meetings conducted and information being disseminated. The RFMF has reiterated that the law will take its course should a member of the conference engage in any unlawful activity.
Yes, the Methodist Church have been informed that we are going to be present in the meetings, and should they deviate from the initial agreement, and it is also a condition for granting the permits that people do keep to the agreements and the initial agenda that was actually agreed upon.
The Attorney General, Ayaz Said Qayyum, has reiterated that nowhere in the Essential National Industries Employment Decree does it say that trade unions in Fiji are banned. His comments come after various trade unionists are saying that the new decree is making it impossible for unions to function.
Nowhere does it say that trade unions in Fiji are banned. There's no law that actually sets that out. Under the decree, it says that should a company be listed under this Essential Services Decree, then the position, the bargaining position and the rules do change. Because we have found, and as has been seen, that where companies, for example, that are financially unstable, that if certain steps aren't taken, they could actually perish and close down, and therefore job losses would be incurred.
Mr. Syed Qayyum said unions can exist, and to be a member you essentially have to pay the membership fee. He said in no way has there been a derogation of that particular right to be able to join a trade union.
There are many unions that operate in Fiji, and they're doing a very good job, and we actually recommend them. For example, you have in Fiji the National Union of Factory and Commercial Workers. They've just this year negotiated, and I've got a list of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 companies where they have negotiated pay increases up to about 5%. So these unions do exist.
The Attorney General said much of the noise has been made by the unionists whose livelihoods are dependent on membership dues coming from government employees. Mr. Syed Qayyum said many sectors in Fiji, like the retail sector, exploitation is rife and there are no unions to support these workers.
After the break, Leweni reiterates that the public emergency regulations are still in force and Ink Mobile launches new product.